Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are sitting down and we are just gonna play in the makeup. You're gonna get ready with me and we are gonna talk about a bunch of huge changes coming not only to my channel but to my life. So if you want to hear all of the craziness going on in my life, all of the big changes coming, all of the drama, then sit back, relax, enjoy this video, and don't forget, like this video, subscribe below, and hit that notification bell. Oh, love that sound. Okay, so I'm trying, first things first, before we get started, obviously no makeup. We're just gonna dive into the situation, but this little sparkling water thing. So I hate them all, pretty much. All sparkling waters are gross. Come for me. I've tried all of them and I just don't like them. This is not an exception. This is still kind of gross, but compared to the grossest level of other sparkling waters, this one is exponentially lower, therefore slightly tolerable, and it tricks my body into thinking I'm getting something at least soda adjacent. Because that's the real reason I'm doing this. I don't drink these because I think they're delicious or I want to be healthy. No, I just don't want to drink soda anymore because it's like fucking up my teeth. So, let's drink my little sparkling, thumbs up, love that. Okay, but I'm just gonna prime my skin and we're just gonna start chit-chatting. So, I'm trying to quit soda. And on that, I'm on this weird little moment of like personal growth. How can I guess I shouldn't call it weird. It's just a moment of personal growth. I'm just becoming a little more self-aware of my feelings and thinking about my goals again in life, like where I want to go, what I want to do, and how I'm going to get there to achieve those. I don't know if it was COVID or if it was quarantine, but either way, I've wound up in this spot where I'm just really hyper-focused on improving my life and just kind of figuring things out and being less stressed about everything in general. Okay, so diving into the foundation, I'm gonna use the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation today. I haven't reached for this in 1,000,000 years. I am not sure if this is even going to match me. I don't know, I can't tell. Let me look at my little mirror here. Ooh, that looks questionably dark. Ooh, I don't know about that. Yeah, okay, this definitely looks too dark for me, but it's fine. I'll have a brightening concealer on standby so we can correct this if it's terrible. But I'm just gonna pop this all over the face for now. I'm dying right now. The more I blend this on my skin, the more I just realize how fucking orange and dark this looks. Oh my fucking God. Okay, well, Oompa Loompa is evidently the theme of the day. It's gonna be fine. But what have you guys been up to? What has been keeping you busy? What have you guys been doing to kill the time? I'm personally still not back at work. I am still furloughed from my part-time job, but I know a ton of people have started going back, and I just want to know, like, I don't know how that, like, I know I'm stressed about just like going in public in general. I get a little nervous about that stuff still, rightfully so, but I know some of these people, I mean, they're having to go back to work. What is that like? How are you all dealing with that? I mean, essential workers who have been at work, love you. Literally couldn't do this shit without you. People who are going back, leave a comment below. How are you guys doing? Is it super different? I was talking to one of my best friends, one of my oldest friends, and she was like, yeah, we're back. It's just different. She's like, we don't eat together. We don't really hang out. Everyone has to be in their own space. We get our temperature checked when we come in. We all have to wear a mask all the time, which is great. And it's amazing that her company is taking these precautions. But at that point, I was just thinking to myself, why not just let people work from home? Like, genuinely, is it really hurting you to not have them in the office space when everything they're doing can be done on a computer? It just really confused me. Just some food for thought. Okay, this shit is way too dark for me, but honestly, it does look beautiful on the skin. I love this Too Faced foundation. You also got a shit ton of product. You get 1.6 ounces. I think it's like $36. Yeah, I'm pleased with this so far. But let's brighten this shit up and make me look a little less crazy. I'm gonna be using, I guess I should show you the Hourglass Vanish concealer. Still love this. I have this in the shade Cedar. It is stunning. So the rest of you who are like me and you're not back at work yet, what are we doing for fun, everybody? What's the cool stuff nowadays? I have been watching pretty much the same shit all the time. I am newly really into podcasts right now. I know I'm about 5 to 6 years too late. That's fine. I got there eventually. But I literally, the other day I was walking and I was just talking to a friend on the phone while I was out on my walk. And I told him, I don't know, it's really weird. I'm obsessed with music. But lately I feel like I'm getting sick of my music when I'm walking. And I just I don't want to listen to it. Like I've just been kind of walking and just kind of listening to nature. But even that's getting kind of boring. And he was like, well, have you tried a podcast? And I was like, no, I don't think that's for me. Because in my mind, it was just like an audiobook read by like a monotone, shitty voice about stuff I barely care about. Or like they were all political, and not that I don't care about politics, but most of it's over my head, and I just stay in touch with as much as I can. But I feel like half of those don't really cater to the novice political news connoisseur. Are any of those words correct? I have no idea. But I don't watch that stuff, so I didn't think podcasts were for me. I thought they were for the intellectual, not people like myself. Normal folk. But I have been really into a few of them. So Whitney Cummings, she has one called Good For You. That's the first one I started listening to because my friend was like, you are Whitney Cummings. Also, you're gonna love this shit. Listen. So I did, and I've been super happy. I really, really love that podcast. I've been listening to the podcast The Minimalists. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it, or at least seen it. They have a Netflix documentary that came out, I believe, late last year, early this year, possibly early this year. But that documentary really, really snapped a lot of things into perspective for me. So I have always been someone who is like slightly interested ever since I saw my first episode of Tiny House Nation. I've been someone who is like low-key very, very obsessed with finding a tiny home. Okay, so I quickly set my under eyes with the Alamar Cosmetics brightening powder, and then I went in with the Jaclyn Cosmetics powder in Do Me, and I set my entire face. This is looking so beautiful. And then I'm gonna start sculpting stuff out with the KVD Vegan Beauty Shade and Light palette. I love this contour palette. Okay, but The Minimalist. So I watched that documentary with my husband, I think about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And before that, I had been really like getting into just being a little more self-aware of how I was consuming. So, I mean, obviously I have created my platform here as a beauty channel, more or less. And I didn't want to not do that. I love beauty. It's like my obsession in life. But I didn't want to continue being as wasteful as I realized I was being. And when I say that, I don't mean I'm just like throwing away makeup left and right. It was, I'm constantly purchasing. I'm constantly in the search for something bigger and better and new and improved, and constantly on trend mood and Instagram and just everywhere trying to find something bigger and better that is going to replace something I already have. Why am I doing that? Why? If I am already in love with something, if I'm already using something all the time, if I already think it's great, why am I constantly searching for something bigger and better? So I thought, well, of course that's human nature. I mean, naturally people want more. Like it's just, we want more, but we've also been trained to want more. So that documentary, by the time that finished like running on my TV, by the time it was over on the Netflix, my husband and I had both at separate times welled up and cried during this documentary. And I thought, why the fuck am I crying at some Netflix documentary about minimalism? This is so far detached from me. I'm not a minimalist. And of course I'm not a minimalist. And realizing that, I realized not only was I not a minimalist, the reason I felt so bad is because I'm a hyper consumer. I am someone who is constantly purchasing. I'm looking for bigger and better. I want new formulas, new brands. What's hot right now? What is the best? I'm just constantly in search of a new holy grail product. Why? Why are myself and so many others so obsessed with this hyper consumption? Why do we need something bigger and better and newer when what we have 2 months ago was allegedly the best thing we had ever tried? What makes that not good anymore? What makes it bad? Why does the line keep moving for what's enough? So we watched this documentary. My husband and I really sat down and we just we talked about a lot of stuff for probably like an hour and a half after. And by the time we went to bed, we were not only starting to feel better because we talked about a lot of stuff we didn't realize was weighing on us emotionally. We talked about where we're gonna go next, how we are going to adapt some things we saw in that documentary into our own lives. So over the next week or so, we just kind of discussed what ways we think we could realistically implement some of the stuff we learned into our everyday lives. And so I sat down and I kind of thought with myself before I talked to him, and I realized I had to make a huge change in how I'm consuming makeup. I started with decluttering my collection, and I would say I got rid of roughly about 25 to 30% of that. You'll see a video on that. I think it'll come out before this. So I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff already. I have a lot more to go, but it was my first step in kind of looking at all of it. I set it all out on the floor and I realized that no matter how hard I tried, there is no way I was ever gonna use all of that makeup, even if I wanted to. And then what was even harder to deal with was the fact that I realized I didn't like half of the makeup I was holding on to. I was only holding on to it because I had some weird emotional attachment to it. They're things, why do I care? And that's a whole other bucket of worms. Why do I care about things? But I realized, long story short, that I needed to let them go. And so I did. I got rid of shit and it felt amazing. And that was really the first step in my minimizing process and my downsizing process. And from there, things just started happening. Okay, I primed my eyes with my Clinique Touch Base in the shade Canvas. It is just my favorite primer right now. So obsessed with this. I'm gonna be doing my eyes with the Sugar Pill Capsule Collection C1 today. Love this, so fun, so bright. And we're gonna play with some damn color today, okay? I need the joy in my life. But from there, my husband was really gung-ho, and he realized his biggest thing was clothes. He loves to hang on to clothes. So he loved to hang on to clothes, and he was so open right away to being like, you know what, you're right, I don't need some of this. There's so much of this I don't wear still. And I would say he's probably gotten rid of almost more than 50% of his wardrobe. It was really awesome to see him fully get into the mode, realizing other people could use those clothes way more than us, we don't need them, and also just how good it felt to start decluttering. So after he got rid of so much of his clothes, I got rid of a lot of makeup. We really started realizing together, after doing some more talking, that we just need less. We don't need so much. Literally, why? Why do we feel like we are constantly in the search of more? Why do I need more? It just makes absolutely no sense to me. So we put our little brains together and we came to the conclusion that we are going to go tiny. And when I say tiny, I mean tiny. So we put in our notice at our current place. Our current place with our basement is around 1,700 square feet. We have 3 dogs and a cat in 1,700 square feet. It's been very easy. We've definitely filled the space up. But after a long talk, hunting for something that was gonna help us get to where we wanna go, and looking for something beautiful, and that kind of checked all the things off our list, we landed on the most incredible, it's brand new, it's a 315 square foot, you heard me right, oh, makes me swallow hard, let me get a little drink here. Yeah, 315 square foot, 2-story micro studio. I'll put a little picture on the screen if I can here. But it is so beautiful, so cute, and so cheap. And we are getting rid of about 90% of everything we own. Furniture, clothes, makeup, just all the bullshit has to go. And we are going all in to finally going tiny, and we could not be more excited. Now, let me be clear. When I told half of my friends and my family, all of them think and or thought we were crazy. A lot of them have come around to the idea now. After we explained it, got to show them like a 3D tour of everything, they're realizing it's not as crazy small as they thought it was. We are so excited. And the big thing about this that's really gonna change our lives is it is a dramatic savings in money, because besides moving tiny, we have taken some really dramatic steps. My husband paid off his car in full. We paid off one of our loans in full. So that has eliminated huge monthly expenses for us that we genuinely didn't think we were ever gonna be able to pay off. And by buckling down and putting our money where we thought it was the most smart, we are gonna be so much more ahead of the game than we ever thought we could, and we're gonna be so much closer to our goals. So over the next year, we are going to be doing a lot of changes, going more zero waste. We are going to be moving tiny. We are going to be looking at the aspect of possibly building our own tiny home, or maybe traveling next year. The sky's the limit. And right now we are just so inspired, so excited, and so ready to just start kicking some major ass and taking some names. But I say that because content on the channel here is definitely gonna be a little bit different. I'm still absolutely gonna be doing beauty content because, like I said, beauty is my thing. I love makeup. The love for makeup is never gonna go away. But my life is so different. We have a lot going on right now, and I wanna share so much of that. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of cool videos on the downsizing process. What's it like going tiny? What's it like living in a small space with dogs? Being vegan. I want to do more cooking stuff. I'm just passionate about a lot of different things, and I want to be able to share that all with you guys. So comment below with what you guys want to see, like anything. I'll refinish some furniture. Let's do some vegan cooking. Let's do some thrift shopping. Let's decorate. What do you guys want to see? Because let's make this channel kind of a collaboration constantly, and we can grow and have fun and learn from each other. But okay, I'm gonna finish up this eye look, finish up the rest of my face, and then we'll be back for a final look, y'all. Okay, everybody, we are here. This is the final look. I feel like I'm living my little blue purple fantasy, and I'm feeling so much better. It was so nice to just sit here, talk things out, let you guys know what's going on in my life, what's coming to the channel, and just playing with some makeup, what I really, really love to do. But that brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget, comment below. I love to hear from you guys. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. It helps me out a ton. Click on my face so you can subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I post something new. And as always, thank y'all so much for watching. I love y'all.